Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Stick around, we got a new planter I'm going to show you. Hopefully you'll like it. Welcome back guys. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And of course you can see the title of the video says new planter. And yes, we got a new planter. We'll show it to you in a second. But instead of just throwing it right in there and showing it to you, there's always a story behind something. And so, you know, we'll tell you how we acquired it. I wasn't actively looking for a planter. Poor Will, you cold? What are you shaking for? It's a little chilly out here. I wasn't actively looking for a planter, but so I had this band director. Yeah, it starts with a band director. This is going to be good. And it was my last year of high school, and it was his last year at the high school, and he left after that. And so all these years later, I seen this Facebook post that said that they were going to give him an award, and you could come by, you know, a couple of hours before the basketball game and meet and greet with him. So I said, you know, I'm going to go see him. I really enjoyed him. He's a great fellow. And so we went and seen some folks there and seen a couple of guys I graduated before me. And one of them, we were talking, I told him about my YouTube channel, and you know, he said, well, what's it about? I said, well, you know, I try to do gardening, and you know, I do some reviews and just kind of what we're up to as a family, Jtwes, what we're doing at the time. And he said, well, you know, I got something you might want for your 140. Come on by the house and get it. And I didn't ask him what it was. So I went by there. And his name's Rodney, and so I went by Rodney's house, and I looked, and we talked a little bit, and he took me over to the shed, and I looked, and there set a planter. I said, golly, I wonder if that's what he's talking about, and sure enough it was. And it's a one-row IH corn planter, corn and bean planter. It's either a 184 or 185, I'm not sure, and it's been sitting out in the weather, so you know it was rusted up pretty bad. So without saying that, let's look at the base unit of it. So here's the base unit, and let me see if I can pull it out and get y'all guys a little better look. So there's the base unit. It's made for 140. It has the hitch that was designed and made for the 140, and we'll get it back up in here. All right, so back up in there. So when I got it was rusted up, so we heated that a little bit, put some heat on it, put some motor oil in there, heated it. And when it's hot, and that motor oil, to me, seems like it gets up under those things good. These little wing nuts were 100% rusted, and I got them now where you can just spin them on and off. Cleaned them up, rethreaded them. And of course, as you can see now, she's running just as quiet and smooth as can be. And you know, it's real tight. This wheel, there's no slop in that wheel whatsoever. No slop in that cog. I mean, I don't think it's seen a ton of revolutions. There's literally hardly no slop in this either. So we got that all cleaned up and went on to the hopper. Let me show you the hopper here, guys. So for purposes of comparing, this is the hopper off of my planter that you guys seen on the channel in the corner over there. So what I wanted to show you was, now this hopper, this lid here was just rusted completely shut. It took heat to get it to open up, and of course you can see we got it loosened up. And it was rusted real bad right in here, and which went on over to here. Is rusted real bad right there. So this part and this part right here matching up, that was rusted real bad, and we'll get into that in a second. This was actually the plate that was in it. Looks like maybe some sort of corn plate, but you can tell the sun hadn't been too friendly on it. So we took this out, and I wire brushed this off a little bit, and The hopper's in pretty good shape. I mean, it ain't no danger in breaking or anything. I mean, it's pretty good shape there. So we took that out, wire brushed this inside ring a little bit, wire brushed this, and then I got to this, and then we wire brushed it, wire brushed the top, and I actually had to cut this bolt off. It was just a little carriage bolt, and I cut it off, got this unit out. The fingers, the little, I call them the little paws, they were completely rusted, and they, yes, they will work individual. My fingers is too big. So they were completely rusted. This little flapper here was rusted, and I've loosened it up. Got everything working. The little wheel moving back and forth. Here, I didn't put any grease in here after I cleaned it and everything, and I actually re-tapped this thread here. I didn't put any grease in it, and so we put it on, and let's get it in there. There we go. I put a plate in it, and it works like a charm. But it has one little drawback that I'm going to, I think I'm going to address it. So it has one little drawback. So I put it over there, and I got some of the video the other day. I couldn't remember the name of the corn. It was Stoll's Evergreen, was that corn that was a you know, a non-GMO sweet corn that is sweet, but is not as sweet as say Silver Queen. But anyway, I put some in there, and it worked great. It worked fine, guys. It was putting seeds out, actually way too much, but it had a, I mean, that's probably a 12 cell plate. I ain't counted the cells, but anyway, so it was putting them out. But I did notice something. I noticed I had some seeds creeping past this gap right here. It's hard to see, but this plate is flush right here, but the plate is actually higher than the planter right here. So I said, I don't know. So I'll show you, and I thought I'd try this pair of jeans here to give a comparison. I think this will work. So if I put this edge of this jean right here, I can pull it on out pretty easy. If I put this jeans right here, it's got a little tug on it. It tugs on out. So we got too much gap right there. Long story short. So I thought, well, you know, it would probably be okay if I was planting butter beans. Ain't no butter bean gonna make it through there. It might be okay on the Hastings Prolific, because that's a pretty big corn seed. But I said, you know, and I said, well, you know, this is a good planter. I mean, it's a good drive unit over there. I mean, that drive unit is probably as tight, if not tighter than mine. I hadn't really looked at mine. So I found this guy named Mike, and he's got a website, and it's Duff Field, and I'm gonna put a link in the subscription, in the video subscription up under the video there. You hit more, and you got details of the video. I'm gonna put a link, and it's Duff Field Equipment LLC. And how I found it was just doing a search for a part number for some of these parts, and he came up and called him, gave him the part number. Mike said, yeah, I got it. And we was talking about a few things. And so he carries these planter parts, and he may have some, I didn't look at his whole website, but he's got a lot of IH parts. So it'd be a good resource for you guys to reach out, maybe that have some planters, or even looking for planter parts. You find the old planter, but something's wrong. So I think he'd be a very, very good resource. And I'm gonna probably start putting his website in the description of my videos, like I do Brandon and Hastings Prolific. I don't know if many of you guys have ever looked, but I have Rayleigh Farm and Field and Brandon at Burch Store Tractor, and we'll start putting Mike in there too, and put his stuff on there. But what I ordered from him was this. I ordered this lid because it's lost a lot of surface area right there. So, I mean, several thousandths. I haven't measured it, but I know it would be several thousandths. You can look at this lid, and that is hardly, just not grooved out much at all, but more importantly, that's more where the plate rides. More importantly, where it meets up here, that outer edge there on this edge is tight. So I ordered this lid from them, and I also ordered this. Now it's not going to come with the fingers. I can use my fingers. It'll probably come with this little cap here, but you know, I'll use my fingers, I'll use my wheel, but more importantly, this part here is not going to be rusted out. So the planter was gave to me, so if I put a little money into it, I got a real good planter. I mean, a real good planter. And what I can see happening to this planter, if I do run across a situation where I want to plant just on disc ground that's just been disced, I didn't put it up in a row, and I'm going to plant it flat, I think this would be a better planter. That planter has some depth, D-E-P-T-H, depth control on it with that plate on the bottom. It won't go but so deep. But I think what that does with that planter, it does play, that planter loves a smooth, flat top, no ridges, anything like that, just a smooth, flat top, and that's why I scrape it off with the scrape blade on the belly of the tractor before I plant it. And but having said that, that's what we're going to do, and we're going to make this a real good planter. Now, Will's done asked me, so before y'all ask me, I'm not saying I won't ever paint it, but we may use it a year or two first before we paint it. It'll be in the shed from now on, so it's not going to get you know, any more rust or anything, but it looked like somebody had painted it with a brush at one point in time or something, because they painted it all red. But if we do it, I'll do it right, and we'll take it apart and we'll get the part sandblasted, primed, and we'll paint them. We might just have to go see Old Red Tractors and go see Alvis. He's got a paint booth. He does a nice paint job. He's been doing a tractor in the shop. I've been keeping up with it, and it looks real good. Let's see. Showed you my thoughts, but I can't not leave you guys hanging and not see a few seeds go through it. And you can see, guys, these few seeds here are some of the seeds that come in between the planter. So we won't put many in it. We'll just put a few. I thought I had a bag of pinto beans, and I was going to use a few pinto beans to show this. We'll just tighten up one of them. It's a shorter planter than mine, by the way, guys. My other planter. My other planter wheel's probably right here, and this is a shorter planter wheel. So you can see what she looks like on there, and we'll look down in there. And she's just rolling away. So let's take a few seed here. We'll just put just a few in here. That'll be enough to get you a good thing. All right, Will, you just go down to the bottom there with it. All right, now let's do this, guys. Let's take this off. And careful to put our seed back. All right. Let's see if any got, no. They all made it through fine. There's a little bit of piece right there. But yesterday when I think I had this plate in it right here. And this is yeah, 24 sales, and it was spitting it out, boy. But golly, there we go. No, she's all right. She went on through pretty good. I've yet to understand how these things make it through here anyway. I hadn't studied it that hard, but so that's the plan. That's the new hopper. Hands are cold. That's the new hopper. Yes, we will use that this year. We'll probably, I don't know if we'll plant it flat, if it'll be up, if I'll knock it down with the tractor before I plant it, but we'll plant something with it. We'll plant maybe some beans, or I'm not sure I want to plant my Silver Queen with it yet. I want to maybe use something that's established and has a record. So we may plant something that we can replant. But appreciate everybody watching. Hit a milestone for me, guys, a couple days ago. 6,000 subscribers. I took a screenshot of when I hit 50 subscribers, and I thought, man, that's a good deal there, and then 100, and then I got an email one day from Google that said, it's kind of a funny email that said that I had enough people to fill a plane, 500 subscribers, and just went on from there. The channel, guys, I got more subscribers now than I thought I would ever have, to be honest with you. And I enjoy doing these things. In so many channels, a lot of you guys have been around know that I started it because I wanted a way to send some money to a missionary, which we still do. And that's still what we do with the channel. But I have grown to really enjoy meeting and interacting with a lot of you guys. And I've made a couple of purchases. It's rather expensive, but I think it's much needed for the growth of the channel, because I want us to grow. I would love one day, not the next year or so, I'm sure, but when I get on older and closer to retirement, it sure would be nice to have a retirement and a YouTube channel you could do, and still keep up with the folks and still garden and show these things. So of course I want it to grow, and we're still going to send money to the missionary. But I would love to do that. So I've bought a couple of things to try to help grow the channel. Now, I probably shouldn't admit this, but everything I've done thus far has been edited on an iPhone. I film it with my iPhone. I've bought microphones and things to hold the phone. I think the iPhone has a great camera. I don't think I've been short there, by no means. I think the camera on the iPhone is just top notch. Now, I'm very blessed to have Will to be able to run the camera, and Sammy, and Ellie does sometimes too, so the boys do a good job. Will's he's got the most experience at it, but I don't have to tell him anything. He can be standing out in the field and just say, this shot right here would look better if I did this, this, or this. So Sammy, I had to kind of direct him a little bit and say, Sammy, you need to be over here, over here, over here. Will, when I do nothing, just go out the field and get it. But so what I've got, I bought a computer from Apple, and it's coming with Final Cut Pro 2, Final Cut Pro, Final Pro Cut. It's $299 option. So I'm hoping with that, and I'm still filming on the iPhone right now. I don't have no plans of buying no specialty camera. I can do some better editing, and maybe some of my videos, if the sun's coming through the lens, I can kind of filter that out a little bit, and hopefully adjust the volume and just get better quality videos. And And another big thing, and it's one of the, I hate to say this because I usually don't try to get political, but it's one of the only government programs that I've seen in the last 10, 20 years that actually show some dividends, is this fiber build out. So Caswell County 3 years ago was the worst county in North Carolina. Hands down, we won the award. Worst county for internet, I should say internet, worst county for internet in North Carolina. Hands down, we won it. By the time this government deal's probably finished out, I dare to say, I mean, Caswell's gonna mess around and be 80% fiber, the whole county. I mean, there's a big Boy Scout camp in Caswell County, and it's really nothing, too many houses out that way. I mean, it's around some game lands and stuff. They're running fiber down that road. So they're putting it everywhere, and they just hung the cable out here for the fiber that's gonna come down our road, and they'll hopefully have it by end of March. So what does that mean? Well, we can do some live streams out here in the shed. So we'll have good enough internet to do live stream. I'm gonna make sure that my internet kind of comes out this way. I got some devices I can put up to send the signal out this way. So we could do a live stream setting up the tractor. And I think that would be great. And we could maybe do a weekly live stream, just talk about anything and just go from there. So I look real forward to it. And I appreciate all my subscribers. The truck, I did a truck review on my truck for you guys that have joined the channel for Matt. Thank you. It's 8,000 views on it, and I get a lot of positive comments on it. I wish I had another vehicle that I could do a review for you, but I don't. I mean, I don't want to keep doing the same truck. But anyway, so I think that's about all I want to say on that, and just appreciate everybody and look forward to filming more and more things. And you know, me and Will's going to split some wood today, and I really should film some of that, but it's kind of hard. That engine on that splitter is loud, and so it gets kind of hard there. But what you need, Ellie?
None.
Let's see, show Ellie.
Wash this or not. It's so cold out here.
Yeah, he don't need to wash it. So,
Dude, it's dirty.
again, thank you guys. I appreciate it. God bless you. God loves you. We'll see you.